friends, I had to get coffee in the new mug today over at Coco Java. I love this place. A lot of you guys will remember from my last video I talked about I got this mug because it reminds me of my dad. So this mug actually reminds me a lot of my dad's mug and the mug that he had when I was growing up. So maybe, just maybe, one day this mug will influence my children, Lord willing, which I think would be so cool. I'm thinking about putting a new grip on the bottom just so it can be actually used as a travel mug and not slosh around, not be worried about that. I also hurt my hand this morning, so that was really fun. I did that in my garage because I'm driving Boda. Hey Boda, hi. But I'm gonna finish this coffee because it is delicious. But I wanna share with you guys my thought that I had this past Friday morning and see what you guys think. My thought this past Friday morning was one that I had with a friend of mine named Austin Dickey. He's a good friend, and he's also the front right tire changer in NASCAR for the number 24. And one thing we talked about Friday morning was how we start our days. And it was interesting because he shared with me the first thing you start with in your day is really what you work from for the rest of the day. So you could start with a cup of coffee. However, with that cup of coffee, where do we go from there? What's next? It could be straight into your car, off into work. It could be breakfast with your spouse or a friend or by yourself. And the conversation Austin and I had at this spot was at Jeter's Deli. That was our table. And we almost wanted to just chuck everything off and start with a fresh slate. And with that fresh slate, what was gonna be the first thing we started the day with? And for us, the most important thing is time with God. Whether that looks like going through scripture and reading through scripture, or that means just simply talking to him and praying, or spending some time in meditation and silence. These are things that we don't typically like to do because we don't make time for it in the morning. We feel rushed. Or we start with coffee. And you look at it like this: I'm gonna start from the coffee mug and go to my next thing. So how do you start your day? I feel like it's extremely important to be intentional with the first thing you do in the morning. My typical routine is to roll over and turn off my alarm and check social media. That's my first thing I do in the morning. And this morning, I was intentional. It was different. I rolled over, I turned off my alarm, and I just sat there. And I was intentional about my thoughts. And I actually went through this meditation process where I was really focusing on my breathing and my heart rate. And I spent some time praying. And then I got up, was intentional, and read scripture. And after that, it was coffee. It was absolutely vital that I get coffee and that I had my first latte or my first cup of coffee in this mug, which I was super excited about because for me, this reminds me of my dad, and that's special. That's my thought. How do you start your day? What's the first thing that you work from as soon as you wake up? Fun fact, I wanted to be a pilot in the Air Force. What's the first thing you do in the morning? Is it a cup of coffee? Is it prayer? Is it having a conversation with your spouse or your roommate? Or is it turning off your alarm, checking your social media, brushing your teeth, putting on your clothes, getting in your car, getting to work, and starting your day in a rush, in a panic, and not giving yourself the time needed to start your day well? So how do you start your day? Is it a cup of coffee? Is it time with the Lord? Or are you in a panic and a rush? Leave a comment. I'd love to know what your morning routine looks like. And with that thought and those awesome shots of getting coffee in my mug for the first time, whoop, whoop, I love you all so very, very much. And I hope to continue to share my life with you and that you enjoy this journey of sharing our lives together. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.